Hey everybody, CBH here, and in today's video, I'm going to be playing some Midrange Warrior on the ladder. I haven't played this deck in a long time, and I thought it'd be a good time to bring it back, because one of the decks I wanted to try out for a while now has been Traitor-Joe's Midrange Warrior, which is exactly the 50 cards you can see on screen in front of you. He finished #1 Legend in December with apparently this exact deck, and he actually put another account, his secondary account, into the top 10 of Legend to finish in top 10 2 times in the exact same month. So I think both of those accounts were using this deck. Maybe it was slightly edited. Either way, he did a write-up on Legends decks, a pretty brief write-up, but I will link that in the description. So be sure to check that out if you're looking for a little bit more of an in-depth, the ideas behind why this deck operates. Because I haven't tested it yet, but I've played Midrange Warrior in the past, and it looks like a super solid build, so I'm excited to take it to the ladder and see if we can't do some damage. And as always, if you enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, stay subscribed for more Legends content, follow my stream in the description. I'll see you next time.
Fortune favor me.
Frenzy and I always seem to play pretty early on in tournaments that we're both playing in, of course. Got Archer. Don't know what kind of Archer he is. I think I'm gonna ship back the Prophecy and keep the solid Windkeep and Dragon Tail Savior.
May you walk on warm sands. Welcome, friend.
I'm just destined to get a handful of 2-drops as it would turn out. Yeah, this hand looks really solid, so I can't complain at all. I may have the ring. Seems good. See what kind of Archer he's on.
What have we here?
Thieves Guild definitely sort of hints toward Rage, or something slower at least. So let's go ahead and jam this Haunting Spirit out there, I think. This is not a very easy board for Archer to answer this early, and we can just follow up with double 2-drop. Hopefully a Dragon Tail me with 3 attack, and a Circle Initiate that we can immediately make a 4/3. Or we could save the last string charge for Jarl. Speaking of, I didn't want to edit the list at all, because this was Traitor-Joe's exact list, but part of me does wonder whether or not Blackworm Necromancer would be better than Jarl in this kind of list, because returning a lot of the cards in this kind of mid-range deck in particular can be insane, like Sower of Revenge on turn 5 to make sure you're head on life, and then Blackworm just getting it back. I know it's random, and has some level of variance, but even getting back Haunting Spirit, as you can see, Aeless Huntmate, Mammoth, Candlehearth, like these are just a lot of really good targets to bring back, so I would experiment with Blackworms over this, but maybe he's already done so and did not like the outcome. Man, that is also kind of tempting to just jam out now, but I really like the double 2-drop play, especially when we can power this up to some pretty high attack values right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and, well, we should do that last. We hit Fighters Guild? Hopefully not a Black Sap, or, well, not Black Sap, I don't know. Was I playing Arena recently? That one. That's the playable version of Black Sap. And it's super disappointing. So I think all we can do really is let him take the trades he can take. Nothing like a free 3/3 with an upside. Popping out on your own turn.
My stairs moving shadow.
It's nothing personal.
Probably Earthbone, whatever gets hit. And that was a good target too, because it has a lower overall value. Or just Gambit, yeah. Yeah, man, this is a pretty bad situation all of a sudden. Who would have thought a free creature is good? God.
Let me kill.
Reeva's pretty good too, though.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Silver lining, we will be ahead on life for the Jarl, it looks like. So I'll be able to recoup some of my losses here. I'll go ahead and play this over here. I'd rather keep the 4/3 alive if I can help it. Okay, good. There's definitely no room to hit another Prophecy. Definitely would put us too far behind. So let's see, how good would Blackworm be instead? I mean, with the graveyard, the discard pile the way it is currently. Alright. In this situation, I'm definitely a fan of the Jarl. And this deck's kind of interesting too, because as you can see, we're playing the Wood Orc Headhunters with not the traditional package of orcs.
Let's heat things up.
The day is mine.
Okay, smacking for 2. Dropping the Jarl.
Confound you.
Yeah, excluding the Wood Orc Headhunters, I think there are 10 orcs. And definitely not an orc deck, but just utilizing the Wood Orc Headhunters as a really beefy version of Vigilante, which we're also playing 2 of. I thought there were 3 Vigilantes and 3 Jarls in the deck. Maybe there were at a point. One of the lists I saw that was similar did contain both of them as 3 ofs and didn't play the 2 cast-outs. I like the cast-outs in theory. They conflict a little bit with Withered and Cultist, but a little bit of conflict is good, you know. Keeps you on your toes. He just really didn't want to make this rage play. That's fair. I probably wouldn't have wanted to make that play either.
We'll see how they like someone who
Care to
fights
join me
back.
on the hunt?
We're already weak to Lethals and Archers, Gambits, and Earthbone Spinners. Attaching Steel Scimitar is just kind of wasteful, and he's playing Fell the Mighty. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Also, Leaf Lurkers, assuming he's playing those as well. In fact, against Rage Archer, your board tends to be weak to a lot of removal. It's almost like the deck is full of it or something. But hopefully we can at least draw a card off the Alias Huntmate, because we still have a lot of damage to get through if we want to win this game. We'd pretty much be shoo-ins to win if he was already at 10 or less, I think. But as it stands, we have a lot more work to do. He didn't want to use that first Rage. Gotta hope that it was the only Rage he's seen so far. I also just really have to hope he can have more Rages. He just can't heal, really. We don't want him to heal.
Let's go then. My time is precious.
Alright, that was kind of a weak turn. Excited about it. So I think we're just gonna be pushing our advantage here, and
We stand united. As long as I draw a breath.
Now the hunt really begins.
all of a sudden, his entire turn was spent
Just
on
give me a
Baroness.
name.
Man. I think I'm down to just get him to 1. He can Rage, can't Snake Tooth and Rage in the same turn. And he's gonna have to Rage, I think. Could just Snake Tooth, but he's at 1. This is not good for him. we are pretty light on Orcs so I'm gonna not play Sower. Sower can pretty reliably close, but a Wood Orc Headhunter definitely risks sort of just rotting away in my hand, not having any ability to charge, depending on how we draw.
Let's heat things up.
It's nothing personal.
These streets are mine.
So I definitely think if we play Sower, Sower goes right. I am pretty terrified of Snake Tooth Rage. I think I just have to hope he doesn't have him. Because even though he's only going to be removing one of my own threats, Snake Tooth Rage will still drain for, well, 18 from the Rage, and then he can also attack for another 6, so that would be incredibly bad for me. Now, I personally wasn't playing Snake Tooth last time I was playing Rage, but I also wasn't playing Fell the Mighty. You could argue that makes it even less likely he's playing Snake Tooth because space is tight. Okay, I feel like if he had the Snake Tooth, that would have been the thing to put it on. So hopefully we're just going to win with Sower's effects. Or an attack, I'll take either at this point. Not picky about it.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
I'll take an attack.
The forest is my cloak.
Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just draw an orc. Drawing an orc is totally fine. Not quite an orc. Not quite an orc.
Care to join me on the hunt?
No real reason to hold it, though. A lot of reason to hold this. We've only seen 2 of our 10 non-Wood Orc Headhunter orcs. Just 2 out of 10. Regardless, it would be very sad to have ended this game 1 damage short of winning. Alright, Orc, Candle Hearth. Well, if he doesn't have any way to drain past it, or silence it with the 3rd Earthbone Spinner, or bounce it with another one of those, and this still gets the job done.
Fear me, mortal? You should.
I don't really think I have a lane preference there.
Let's go then.
I wonder how
My
much
time
that
is
matters. I wonder if he's playing Snaketooth. I really don't want to know the answer to that question this turn. I'd rather be left guessing still. Why do I say things?
The day is mine.
No double guard, please.
Chaos, thank you.
Now you know you don't have a double guard because nothing is worse than being 1 damage off twice. No way. Okay. Thought it was another Fighters Guild. Maybe it still is. Okay.
This is our forest. Scores will pay the blood price.
That was a tight one. That was a tight one.
An engaging hunt.
Turns out he's playing Snaketooth Necklace. Okay, so this hand is a little bit less of a complete package, and we have to maybe ship a couple cards and find a curve. Got the Dragon Tail though, and okay, so it's looking a little bit better. No ring, and I guess we can sort of be reasonably certain that Crusader is going to be aggressive.
May you walk on warm sands.
I haven't seen a control Crusader, and I don't even know how long, but it's been a while. Withered and Cultist not always the worst against even aggro, especially tokens. You have a good 3-2 counter against the 1-3. Cultist can prevent him from playing Crusader's Assault, Scouting Patrol, Imperial Reinforcements, Imprison. It's a big one.
Wait, did you hear that?
I imagine we'll probably see the defenses to protect the 5th Legion trainer.
Can't defeat me.
But not the most explosive turn possible there, which is a good thing. And let's see, do we want to play Haunting Spirit? I think it's okay.
Too late for you.
I mean, Cultist does block a couple pretty important cards. It's kind of hard for him to handle a Haunting Spirit this turn. Well, I say that, but then Resolute Ally could just hit. Yeah, it is a problem. I think I'm less weak to it if I do this. If Resolute Ally hits, this trades, then he trades with the Haunting Spirit. He's left with a 2-1 5th Legion trainer and a 4-3 ally, and I have nothing. That's not great. The issue with this matchup is he can play a multitude of cards each turn, and I can play, generally speaking, 1 until around turn 5 or 6. Could have been worse. Could have made the other play.
Defeat me.
I'll take them with me.
It's still not great. Still have to make a pretty awkward trade. And it's just gonna happen.
For you.
It is just gonna happen. I'm gonna play Garnek so I can trade over the 5th Legion trainer one day.
Protect the Night Mother.
It also enables Woodork Head on Earth. I feel like doing that next turn. I feel like we might get hit by reinforcements this turn though. Now that it's available to be played again.
Soldiers report.
Mini reinforcements, maybe a Pit Lion? I'd rather not.
You can't defeat me.
I think the only thing that makes sense is to return the 5th Legion trainer. He's actually just cost 1, so he can just replay with Pit Lion anyway if he has a Pit Lion. Doesn't really do anything. He can replay 5th Legion and keep it covered and protected or away from the Garnag, but he's not getting any more advantage out of it this turn.
No matter what.
And it would also just be back down to a 1-3. Kinda good. Okay, so I think what I want to do is just clear up this lane.
No one gets through.
Get some nice breakthrough damage going on too.
Will pay the blood price.
Training is over. It's time.
Here we go again.
Soldiers report.
Your orders. Your orders. Acknowledge.
I've got you covered.
That's not good at all. Nine potential damage staring me down.
No one gets through.
Scourge Stumper.
Bad thing about Sower is that it plays right into him in prison. I'm debating just letting him heal a bit and playing Withered Hand and Haunting Spirit. I don't know if that's good. It does seem a little bit better. I don't know. It's bad either way, honestly. Feels bad either way. It could be double Cultist, but I don't know. Seems a bit excessive.
You can't defeat me.
Don't miss.
Into the breach.
Prophecy Creature would be amazing here.
Wait. Did you hear that?
So we can take down the Pit Lion by using Candle Hearth over here and trading. That should clear up that lane pretty well. That's 4 Magicka, and then probably Dragon Tail. It's looking pretty good over here. Can't really complain about that. Can't really keep this alive, so probably take that trade before we take that trade. And develop both of these first as well.
Come on then. I'll even let you swing first.
Huh, it might make sense to not take the trade first. I mean, if it lands on this, it's bad, I think. But if it lands on... Actually, we could just go face at that point.
The longer the odds.
A dark omen for you.
I'm gonna see where it goes. Okay, I mean, it's fine.
I'll cleave your skull.
If it hit the Woodork, I could just Woodork over the guard, go face for the 2 as well, and... I mean, that might be okay. The pushing damage plan.
We'll rebuild Skyrim into the land.
Well, I guess he's going face.
I hear and obey.
I am ready to join the circle. Today you breathe your last.
It's an expensive in prison. Not really pressuring for lethal right now.
I'll cleave your skull.
I don't know, that one can probably attack face. I think I will clean up a little bit here. And just go face for the 4.
Cleave your skull.
Protect the Harbinger.
And make probably the most defensive play we're able to make this turn. It's pretty impossible to die right now with what tokens usually play. And very possible to kill him next turn. This pretty much is a guaranteed 5. We have 3, 9, 11, 13, which will turn into 15. We can buff. So that is well over 18 total with the Sower.
Training is over. It's time to act.
We can go face with Sower first, then sack it off for Clan Captain.
That was fought well.
You will perish in
My destiny is fulfilled.
Honestly, not sure if that makes sense. It's probably better just go 4, 3, and 6.
Dark omen
Yeah,
for
but I
you.
mean, this is fine. Just sack it off as well. Since tokens don't really play anything besides Cloudrest Illusionist there, which wouldn't impact our ability to kill him because it removes 4 damage, and then we just sack off the Sower.
Honor and praise to you.
Keep the 2, ship the rest.
May you walk on warm sands.
Do you have the ring again?
One person's trash is another's treasure.
Interesting. Well, let's start with that 2. It seems slightly better.
The longer harder the odds, the sweeter the victory.
Mine's bigger, but I have to imagine if he's playing that, he's playing items to attach to it. And also to potentially get the last, or not the last cast, the treasure hunt there. Kinda nice.
Mine. Back off.
I don't think I would have guessed Rapid Shot. Let's just throw down the bigger one.
Too late for you.
They can play Cultist into his Lightning Bolt turn. I don't know what kind of Battle Mage deck he is exactly, but I have to imagine it includes Lightning Bolt.
Mine. Back off.
I'm even okay taking that little favorable trade.
The Walker watches over me.
Seems to be going pretty well so far. If all that little thing ever does is hit for 1 every turn, I am okay with it. And I can coexist peacefully with it.
Mine. Back off.
Doesn't seem like a great turn. Who am I to judge?
A dark omen for you.
Too late for you.
Come on then. I'll even let you swing first.
Got the Ring into Triumphant Jarl next turn. Might be a little early to call it, but feeling really good about this game.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
So with the Orc Clan Captain, we have 11 damage. Now we have 13 damage with that. It would be 17 if I could play them both. Or 16 because I'd have to sack something. Either way. I mean, we don't even need the cards. I'm about to just play the Head Under, I think. That is fine. So I will attack with this one first because it'll be the most valuable. I don't want this to get Lightning Bolted, but now he will Lightning Bolt this almost every single time. And that is okay because we'll just do this.
Scorch will pay the blood price.
And what is he really gonna do about this? Like, he'd like to get rid of Withered and Cultist, but if I attack with the Cultist first, I feel like at this point he's so desperate he would just get rid of this to block the most damage. So that could be a thing. I could play Head Under first, but it's probably weak to its own sort of thing. Is it? I don't know, it could have been fine. So yeah, this deck did perform extremely well, as you might expect from a deck that finished #1 Legend. If you're looking for a good warrior deck, I have to say I recommend it. Good luck out there.